Greg Peel told us in his pre-match interview that he considers himself a very tight player. And look at this.
We've talked about Thomas being aggressive.
Call. There are 5 calls.
Call. Peel has a pair of 4s, Marchand has ace-jack suited, and Thomas has the big daddy.
Couple of cowboys. He bets the pot.
Fold.
Marchand with ace-jack suited. Will call.
4,000.
Call.
As does Peel with his pocket 4s. To the flop, 3-way. A 5, queen, 7. Thomas's cowboy still out in the lead.
And that looks like a pretty innocuous flop. Thomas will want to bet something here.
Player 1 bets 12,000.
Bets 3/4 of the pot.
Strong bet.
And unless Peel or Marchand want to make a move here, they're going to have to fold.
Marchand steps aside.
I'll show you.
Peel steps aside, and Thomas announcing he will show his cards, so he shows the table. Look, I'm betting because I've got a monster. D.K. Thomas out in front. He's won 6 of the first 12 hands we played. That makes him leader of the pack. On the other end of the spectrum, Greg Peel, our short stack, at 34,000 in chips. Greg's a 22-year-old out of Michigan, calls his poker style tight, and he admirably served his country for the last 4 years.
I just got out of the Army about 6 weeks ago. I was over in Iraq twice. Pretty difficult time. Downtime in Iraq, there's not really anything around except a lot of sand, so there's a recreation tent. And just grab a deck of cards, probably about 6 to 10 of us go in there. They had some poker chips for us to use, and we just have our own little tournament. I never thought when I joined the Army that going over to Iraq to fight a war, I'd learn to play poker. Picked it up pretty well, I think.
We salute Greg Peel, now trying to get things done on the poker table. Bringing his strategies, his mindset, his attitude.
It was the funniest thing I ever saw.
We've had some talk at the table tonight.
What did he tell me? He's making fun of him for not having money or something.
Peel is probably the most talkative. And you know, after seeing that wonderful bio piece, it's really hard to not root for a guy like that who's given so much for those of us back home. I will tell you, though, that when you describe yourself as super tight, that you usually only play past the flop if you have the nuts, that's just not going to get it done in the dome.
Not a chance. A lot of kings out on this one. We go to the flop 4-way. 6, 7, and jack of hearts.
Lismore, big flush draw with overcards. He will certainly want to continue here. Marchand does have the best hand with the middle pair, but Lismore has a super big draw.
Call.
There are 4 calls.
Marchand pondering this one.
Call.
She too will join the action. Zepp says no thanks. I'm out of the way. To the turn, an 8 of diamonds. Marchand is still in front.
Lismore picked up an additional
7,000.
out there.
There are 3 bets
A
7.
9 will complete a straight. So
Fold.
In the club, of course, the flush. Marchand has taken her time.
wow, and Stribling with bottom pair pushes the better hand off.
Casey Stribling out of Florida picks up another pot. She is the adrenaline junkie who calls her poker style aggressive. And our blinds are going up 1,000 and 2,000.
Call. There are 5.
Fold. Fold.
Zepp
Raise 4.
contemplating.
There are 2 races for 4,000. Fold. There are 3 folds.
Call.
There are 4 calls.
Terry Lismore gets in on it. We go to the flop heads up. 6, 10, 4.
Wow.
We should see some fireworks if another one pops up.
Check.
Well, if another club comes here, Lismore is going to be very unhappy. That looks like a great flop to him, but Zeppa has the nut draw.
Zeppa bets it. Zeppa wins it. Well, Tim Zeppa's a 37-year-old out of Ontario, Canada. He's a family man. He's lived in a blue-collar life, but he wants things to be different for the next generation of his family.
I work for a steel company in Sault Ste. Marie, and I'm a third-generation steel worker. My grandfather, Stanley, did it. My dad, Dave, did it, and now I'm doing it. And hopefully my son will never have to do it. If I win the $25,000, I'm going to give my kids, Zachary and Jaden, the opportunities I never had to enjoy life and be places that I have never been. Let them enjoy it while they're young.
Big Papa looking out for his little ones. Zachary's 5 years old. Jaden is 4. So he's got big plans and a bright future in his mind for his kids.
And it's funny how poker brings the Zeppa family together. You know, we have people who come to the Dome and tell us, yeah, my biggest accomplishment was playing in the World Series, etc. For that man, Zeppa with a pair of 10s, his biggest accomplishment in poker, beating his dad heads up.
Hey, you take the guy down the touch of the game, you feel like you can puff your chest out a little bit.
Fold.
Well, Zeppa's 10s helping his cause as he takes in this pot. And again, tonight, the winner of this six-handed table will take home $25,000 and also earn a shot at our next table, the next round, with a shot to take home $50,000. Then in March, the ultimate prize, $1 million up for grabs.
6,000.
Fold.
DK Thomas again putting pressure on the table.
Fold.
Therefore, folds.
Peel has the exact same hand, but there are two problems. One, it's unsuited, and two, it's in the blind, out of position. Thomas takes down another small pot.
DK Thomas continues to stay out in front, increasing his chip stack.
Ace of spades over there, huh?
I would have flopped nut flush draw that hand before. Would have been in trouble though. He would have been all in on the turn.
You tell me if you agree, Michael. What I've noticed as this series has gone on and been broadcast on
Fun.
TV, players are coming to the Dome a little looser now that they kind of see what this is all about.
I do agree. And we've got a potential here for a big confrontation. A lot of playable hands, particularly Peel's ace-queen and Lismore's ace-king. But the jack-10 suited of Stribling is going to look awfully good to her, too.
Same way you would hit your nut flush draw.
Thomas
Raise
folded the
4.
jack-10. Of course, Stribling doesn't know that. She raises it. And Lismore, who has not made a single pre-flop raise, this is his chance. He needs to put the hammer down.
Clock's running.
Fold.
Wow.
Just folded an ace-king. That's the big slick. Interesting and surprising. We go to the flop two-handed. Queen of diamonds, 8 of diamonds, ace of hearts.
Recipe for confrontation. Stribling with a straight flush draw. Peel with top 2. You are going to see some chips get moved into the middle of the pot here.
Expect to see the fireworks start.
Raise.
Raise announced.
Raise it 10 over top of that, so 18 altogether.
There, 6 makes it 18.
Peel comes back strong. Stribling says, I'm right with you.
Stribling's getting a very good price here. She's getting like
Man.
4 to 1.
Stribling just tossed her all-in chip,
And we've got a
and
confrontation.
Peel answers.
She's open-ended straight.
And with that open ender, that straight flush draw, Stribling is just slightly less than 50-50 against Peel's 2 pair.
Diamond, no
And
king.
both players hearts
There's the
racing.
diamond.
The diamond on the turn.
Now Peel can
Ace or a
redraw
queen.
with an ace or a queen.
Ace or a queen.
Nope.
It is not answered for Peel. Stribling the winner.
Wow.
And that makes Greg Peel tonight's first casualty. We started with 6. We are down to 5 as Greg Peel out of Michigan exits the playing area. 5 players still alive, chasing $25,000. This is the MansionPoker.com Poker Dome Challenge.